Welcome to the Computer Group podcast, number one, our monthly podcasts. We're starting these back up, so we hope to get one out every month. Today we're going to talk about multiple things. Talk about Windows 8, Office 13 or 15 or 2013. Ubuntu, iPad Mini, Mac OS Mountain Lion, Steam, and maybe some other things if we have time. So these podcasts, like I said, are going to come out every month. They're not gonna have a certain time they're gonna come out. They're just gonna come out at random. Both of the podcasts would be available in two places. On SoundCloud and YouTube. So they'll. So far that's the only places we're going to do it. Maybe if we get a little bit popular, maybe we might do iTunes, but not guaranteeing anything. Would like to have it on iTunes, but like I said, a lot of people might not like these podcasts. So, and plus it takes a lot of time to do this. So, first off, we're going to talk about Microsoft releasing the date when Windows 8 is coming out. The date is October 26th. That is when the full version will be coming out. A lot of people will get their hands. I think it's $49 to upgrade from Windows 7 to it for a certain amount of time. And also, if you buy a new computer, you get you can get Windows 8 for an upgrade to Windows 8 for $15, I believe. Some hardware companies might be offering it free, but it kind of defeats the purpose. If you want people to upgrade, look at Apple and their thing. After they announced, showed Mountain Lion to customers. They said if you go out and buy any Mac now, you get a free upgrade to Mountain Lion since it's already been announced. That's not the same thing with Microsoft, sadly. Wish it was, but and then since we're on the subject of Windows 8, it take us to Office 15 or Microsoft Office 2013. This is Microsoft Office's new new Office program. It's like I said, it's built for Windows 8. You can also install it on Windows 7. You can download a preview of it. So a lot of people was hoping this to be like a Google Docs thing. Well, there's not. it's it's like Google Docs, but you still have to pay for it, sadly. So that's really not that. People would stick with Google Docs instead of going to Office. The neat thing is about Office is that I found that's pretty neat is that you can stream it and use the programs. All you have to do is use an exe to install it, and then just start using the programs, and you can stream it to any computer. I think up to 5 PCs, and you can install it on 5 PCs, or you can stream it, and whenever you get done using it on the computer, it deletes itself. Also, you can now have subscriptions now where you can pay for a certain amount of time and use Office. That might be a cheaper route to go instead of just going out and buying it. Still have not heard any word on any news about the Mac version. They've said nothing about the Mac version of it. So people still have to stick with Mac Office 2011 until we get news about it. So that's a downer. So it's got this Metro look to it. Myself, it's okay looking, but I think I'm still going to stick with 2010, just because one is that I don't like the color they used. What it is it's a white interface. It's all white. So it truthfully doesn't look good at all. It's just a plum white interface, and you can have like a little design at the very top. So hopefully they can change that where, like in Office 2010 and 2007, you can, and I believe 2003, you can change the interface color to like black or silver and different things, or blue and stuff. So hope they do that, because it's just, I'm always used to looking at a black Office, typing using at a black Office. Ever since I've got the Office 2003, I've had the black interface. 2007 black interface and 2010 black interface. It's just something I'm used to. And plus it looks a lot cooler too. So hopefully they bring that. And yes, this will be one of the Office 365 services. It's the Office subscription service, more for like enterprises and small businesses. But Microsoft wants to bring it more out to people, so it's going to be more publicly shown. Still got in the preview that they released, the customer preview, you can get Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote, and Outlook. So that's what you get in the customer preview. I believe they're still keeping all the other ones. And you get Publisher too. I've used Publisher too. It's pretty cool. So hopefully it works out for Microsoft. Maybe it might work out better than Windows 8 would, but not guaranteed. So No, and then integration with SkyDrive. So let's say I'm working on a document at home, okay? Typing up a report or something, all right? And I happen to leave and go on a trip. It automatically saves in SkyDrive. So when I open a laptop up and start using it, where I left off, I will be there. So you don't have to thumb all the way keep on scrolling through. Let's say you have a 32-page report or something, and you got to scroll all the way down to it. It will right when you open that document, you're going to be right there. So that's pretty neat. Something that Google doesn't offer. Wish it did because it'd be neat. Also, Office 2013 is more going to be based on touch. It's built for touch for the Microsoft Surface tablet that they recently announced. So hopefully that works out for them. Don't know. It's got Skype integration too. I don't know what kind of Skype integration it has, but so hopefully Microsoft can maybe improve Office to a minimum extent and not change it completely like they did Windows to Windows 8. So like or maybe for like the Mac version, maybe you can just stream it. You just stream it to a Mac, maybe. Hopefully, it would be pretty nice. So while we're talking about Mac, let's talk about Mac OS Mountain Lion. OS Mountain Lion is supposed to be coming out sometime this month of July, but Apple has never really said when the release date was. Well, a lot of people have said that it's coming out the 24th. That's when they have the report for the quarter earnings, and that's how they released Mountain Lion that day too. And also, there was reports showing that Apple has changed the Apple Store employees' times over midnight for those that day too. So hopefully it comes up that day. It would be nice to see it. It'd be nice to see it. The only thing that I like, I'm gonna get a Mac this winter or fall. The only thing I won't like in Mountain Lion would be the iOS type applications like Notification Center and stuff. Like Notification Center. Why do you need Notification Center on a Mac? It really makes no sense, but it's Mac OS. You gotta love Mac OS. So now a lot of rumors been going around about the iPad Mini, especially when the Nexus tablet has came out. The Nexus tablet has recently came out. I've yet to play with a Nexus tablet, one of the new ones, Nexus 7 tablet, I believe. It is, not for sure, but it's I believe it is a Nexus 7 tablet. Yeah, it's Nexus 7 tablet. You can get them at GameStop, Google for $199. It's not bad at all. That's a tablet they gave out at the Google's I/O event. It's the one they announced and stuff. So hopefully it works out great. I would love to see it. Um, so there's been a lot of rumors about Apple making a competitor with Amazon and now Nexus 7 tablet, the Google tablet. Um, a lot of people saying they're gonna see a release this October. I do see them making an iPad mini, and yes, I see it coming out in October. But if Apple really wants to make it compatible, they would make it $199, maybe for 16 gig, and then so on and so on, maybe $249.99 for like a 32 gig one. Because an 8 gig tablet is, especially for iOS, is not big enough for like an iPad. So they'd have to make it a little bit good, a little bit cheaper and stuff. So hopefully they can get that down pat. If they do come out with a 7-inch tablet or whatever size they want, I will totally go out and buy one if it's at the price range that I want. If it's not at the price range I want, then I just go out and buy a Nexus 7 tablet. So while we're talking about iPad mini, one operating system you'd see on the iPad mini, if they do come out with it this fall, would be iOS 6. Just recently, they've released a new beta, iOS 6 Beta 3. It fixes a lot of bugs that were found. A lot of people have been noticing that AT&T on the iPhone, you get a message saying you have to call AT&T to use this feature. So maybe now AT&T will charge you, or you have to pay extra to use FaceTime over cellular cellular device. That'd be kind of sad to see. Which, is it something to get mad about? You can use Skype over cellular data. So why can't you, since Skype is basically the same thing as FaceTime, why can't you use that on the iOS without having to pay to use an application? Only use it on Wi-Fi. And also, I guess if they wanted to get technical, they just have the iOS hacker make an application for it, and when the jailbreak gets released, then you can do it that way. So there's going to be multiple ways people can get around this. Thing I don't like about them is you can't use your iPhone or iPad as a data, as a Wi-Fi hotspot because you have to pay them. That's what I'm really kind of mad about. That when they did show this feature off in iOS 5, I thought, wow, that's cool. You buy one, you get one of those, and you can use your data with your iPad or something. No, because you got to pay extra to use it as a hotspot. With Android, you don't. You can tether and a bunch of different things. And stuff. So it's kind of really defeats the purpose. So that'd be okay, I guess. Hopefully you can get something figured out. Hopefully you wouldn't have to pay to use FaceTime, because I think if they make you pay to use FaceTime, I don't think no one's gonna use FaceTime I know I don't use FaceTime. I have never used FaceTime in my life. I've used Skype multiple times, and I haven't even been into Google Plus Hangout yet. So I've used Skype just a little bit. So I don't care either which way. Also, supposedly in the iPhone 5, a lot of digitalizers have been coming out. The front panel, the digitalizer, been coming out. A lot of pictures, but then Apple, I've read somewhere that Apple is working on making the touch like inside the LCD screen. So basically, if they do that, it's just a front panel. So still need to find some good rumors that actually says, hey, this is what's going to be in it, and that's it. Also, there's been pictures going around with a new plug that you plug it into your computer. That I would have to believe. It's a smaller plug than the ones in all the other devices, but then you're going to reach the point where, oh, now since I can't use this back and forth now, I have to have this cable for this thing and this cable just for the iPhone. So that's going to be kind of disappointing, but they want to get better and better, so I guess that's what you'd have to do to get better. Also, the camera, the front-face camera, is instead of being on the side of like the speaker in the front, it's going to be above it, so it's centered. So it'd be easier to voice chat, or video chat. So that'd be nice. But if you can't use FaceTime, I guess you can just use Skype, since a lot of people's on Skype. So then then about getting to the new iMac. A lot of people's been going on about the new iMac. Well, a lot of rumors have been going around saying no Retina display. That I'd have to believe. Just by looking at the Mac Pros, how more expensive they are compared to just a normal screen, that is what is really... So, really, it's going to be more expensive for a 27-inch and a 21-inch. So, why would they do that? That's going to make it more expensive, and plus, trying to produce a 27-inch Retina display screen, I don't even want to know how much that would cost whenever a 13-inch is basically what compares from a Mac Pro normal version with the normal screen to a Retina display is basically just $1,000. So I don't see where an improvement with that would go into the iMac, because you don't look directly at the screen to see the pixels. You don't do that. So why would they add a Retina display to it? It's not even normal to do that. Like, it's going to make it more expensive. Then people are going to find out, hey, I don't want to buy this just because it's got a Retina display. Yes, Retina display is good, and yes, I think it would be very, very sick to watch a Blu-ray on a Retina display. But that's basically all the things you could really would make it the iMac. That it wouldn't make it any better. it's just gonna be there. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't, because it's just gonna make the iMac more expensive and stuff. So hopefully it doesn't get that expensive where you'd have to buy an iMac. Because yes, I would agree it would be nice, but I see it in like the next 2 years maybe or year. So yeah. And also, I kind of want to see a improvement in the video. Maybe, I don't know, NVIDIA maybe. Maybe a gig video like they've done in the Mac Pro. Give you a gig of graphics. Then I would have no doubt on buying an iMac if it had a gig video card in it. Because I don't think a 512 megabyte one is gonna really do that a whole bunch of damage. Yes, it would be an improvement from my 880 GS, but still would like to see that have a gig in it, because I'm still gonna run Windows on my iMac when I get it, so I still can play the Windows games on it. So that's hopefully gonna be good. Also recently announced that Ubuntu, Unity, they'll dock, or the side dock bar is now going to get web app integrations. So it looks like it's going to have a lot of web apps now. Hopefully that'd be good. Oh my fucking. So that'd be nice to see. Also, since we're talking about Ubuntu, let's talk about Steam coming to Ubuntu. Valve has announced that Steam is coming to Ubuntu 12.04. They haven't said a day. Also, Left 4 Dead 2 will be ported to it, so you'll be able to play Left 4 Dead on it. So that'd be nice to see. Maybe more games would start coming to Linux, and if they do come to Linux, what'd be nice to see is you can build a high-dollar gaming computer and not put Windows on it and just use Ubuntu. So it would be cheaper instead of buying a license for Microsoft. So they haven't set a date. Well, Valve never really says release dates. They just release it whenever they please. But that would be nice, really nice to see. Steam's getting pretty popular. Especially their summer sale ends today. That is really pretty interesting. The summer sale, I bought a few games. I'm hoping to rack up some more games today, the last day. You get, especially for Mac users, you can basically buy a whole bunch of Mac games pretty dirt cheap. Because compared to the App Store in the Mac App Store, you can get like most of the games for like $10 or $2.49, depending on which game it is. So that's pretty interesting. Hopefully some of you guys picked up some pretty good games. I know I've picked up Skyrim off Steam, so it's pretty nice. I bought some other miscellaneous games, some $4.99 games and stuff. So far so good. Also ends today, sadly. Hopefully they've got some nice sales going on today, since it's the last day. So my opinion of Steam coming to Linux, I don't. Yes, it would be nice, but it Linux. A lot of people need to support Linux. Yes, I have to agree. Linux needs to be supported by many, but can Valve get video card manufacturers on board making Linux drivers? That's going to be Valve's hardest part, is making it well the video card you have will work in Ubuntu nice without anything going wrong in it. That is what Valve really needs to work on. So that's going to be the hard part for Valve. I know AMD, most of their cards are compatible with Linux. Nvidia, they got some really bad drivers for Ubuntu. That is why Linux doesn't really like Nvidia. It's just the graphics drivers suck in it. Like I've found no problem using them until 12.04 came out, Ubuntu 12.04. I mean, it's just the driver that they've got. It just sucks. There's no. I mean, the driver that originally came with Ubuntu was better than using the Nvidia one. So that would be the hard part of Valve, to get them on board with the video card companies, because Intel looks fantastic, Intel graphics, but Intel graphics has got no future. Like Intel graphics 4000, yes, it's nice for low-end games, but games that have been coming out take a lot of power and memory to use, and Intel can't do that. I would like to see Intel actually make dirt cheap video cards that were amazing. I mean, like PCIe ones, where it's just an add-on you put into your motherboard, and you get like a gig of Intel graphics, and make that run magnificent. But in trying to embed that into a CPU, and then make the motherboard the display output, I don't see the point of it. Because most of the computers you buy now will have built-in video cards with like Nvidia or AMD. Even ATI does some. Like majority of computers you can go out and buy now, they don't use Intel graphics. They use the built-on motherboard graphics, or they've already added a video card to it. So truthfully, if you look at it, Intel graphics is getting it's going nowhere, because more companies have these motherboards that are posted already inside the motherboard itself. Like I noticed one of the motherboards I was looking at on Newegg, it had a gig Nvidia. I think it was one of the families. It was one of the older family cards And I was like, holy cow, it's embedded into the motherboard. I mean, why would you go use Intel graphics when you can when those better graphics embedded into the motherboard? So, and truthfully, when you look at requirements for games, do you actually see Intel graphics in the requirements? Do you? No. I've only older games. Yeah, older games, because back then there wasn't a lot of video card companies out there. So Intel really needs to step up the graphics department, or just let Nvidia or AMD make graphics cards. Okay, because yes, Intel Graphics 4000 is neat and cool how they've shown it off, but you, even if you tried, I don't think you could, is play Skyrim on high settings. It would just, maybe you can play it on low, but that's about it, probably, because bigger games and different things require bigger graphics cards. So that is where Valve needs to think, hey, we need graphics card companies to get on board, especially Intel, because Ubuntu works very, very, very well with Intel. I mean, even the Intel graphics are amazing in how right when you install it, you don't even have to install any other drivers on it. It's just because the Intel driver is already built into Ubuntu. So that is amazing. So hopefully Valve can get them on board, because I would love to see Steam on Linux. Because truthfully, right now what's stopping me using Linux is the gaming area. I mean, yes, you can use it in VirtualBox, but it's not the same as loading it up directly from Ubuntu or Linux. I mean, it's not the same. So, hopefully, I hope they can get them on board, because it would be nice to see that. So, and plus it would make gaming PCs maybe even cheaper, since you don't have to pay a license to use Linux. It's free to use. So, I'd like to see that. Can we see in this day of age graphics cards companies working together? I know. It's all about the money. That's all. That's what most of the companies care about these days, is money, 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 money. So hopefully they can do that, because Valve, if that would probably set Linux to the top, is if they can bring gaming to Linux that look fantastic. Linux would be, I mean, very, very, very good, because one, Linux hardly takes any RAM, so you can play high-power games that you might have not can play before on Windows, because Windows takes at least 2 gigs. Yes, the requirement's 1 gig, but Windows is so choppy with 1 gig. That's why if you have 2 gigs, you can play maybe a little bit, not on high settings, but maybe with Ubuntu, maybe you can, since Ubuntu doesn't take that much RAM. Like at times you can see Ubuntu, yes, taking a gig, but whenever it's just idling and stuff, it goes down to like 500 megabytes of RAM and stuff. So it's amazing how you can do that. I mean, I've ran Ubuntu on 985 megabyte RAM before on like an old netbook, and it works amazing on the netbook, better than Windows 8 does, because I decided to put Windows 8 on it. And Windows 8, yes, it doesn't take that much, but you can tell it's boggered down. The netbook's boggered down, so that's really what really would be nice if Steam can get all the graphics companies on board so they can make it better to play games on Ubuntu. Yes, EA has released some web-based games into the Ubuntu App Store, but still not the same as a great old game like, I don't know, Morrowind or Oblivion, because like at the time when my computer had my 880 GS and 2 gigs of RAM, I could play Oblivion like on high. But when I upgraded my RAM, I now have 6 gigs of it, 6 gigs of RAM, and I can play Oblivion on very high settings, Fallout 3 on high settings, Fallout New Vegas on high settings. I can play Skyrim on medium. So truthfully, if you could install Oblivion on like Ubuntu, my computer probably could have handled it playing at very high settings on Ubuntu, but not on my not on my Windows install. That is really what's gonna kill these games in the long run. Like Crysis, I see they recommend 6 gigs. Like a lot of these low-end gaming computers that you can get, even at like stores, like get one at like Walmart or Sears, or I mean Staples. It's a low end, but it can play most of the high title games, but not Crysis 2, because Crysis 2, yes, you can run it on 3 gigs, but it's gonna run choppy. So hopefully Steam can get all these companies on board, and we see by next year lots and lots and lots of games Linux compatible on Steam. Because, I mean, that would be fantastic. So, well, that was the podcast this month. Hope to do another one next month. Like I said, it's going to be available for download on SoundCloud, and it's also going to be uploaded to YouTube. So hopefully it's going to be good. Hopefully you guys like it, and maybe I can be able to make more. Sorry about the end periods of like some silent, because at the time I don't really have a good mic to do podcasting. I'm using the my Xbox 360 headset to do this, so that's why there's like some areas where I'm real quiet and some areas where I'm loud, because, well, one, that Microsoft can't make headsets correctly, and others that when you do talk, it still shows up as light talking. But hopefully maybe around summer or into the summer, or maybe the beginning of fall, I would get a little bit better mic to do podcasting on. But until then, I think I'm going to stick with the Xbox 360 mic. So visit us at thecomputergroup.co.cc. You can also visit us on Facebook. We got a Google Plus page. We've updated it time to time. We've recently haven't updated it, so you can find us on Google Plus, and we got a Twitter that we never use. But if you want to, you can follow us on Twitter. You can add us to a circle on Google Plus, or like us on Facebook because we need some more likes. So, I hope you guys have a nice day. Can't wait to do another podcast. So talk to you guys later.